So you're telling me that you want to get to know this other girl until you actually like her, and then the option's not going to be 100% me.
Welcome back. My name is Tanya Kim, and you are watching The Things Reality. I am so excited today because I am being joined by the winners of Season 3 Love Island. Whoop whoop! Olivia and Korey are in the house. So nice to see both of you. And I see that you're in separate locations. So, we've got to know, are you guys still together? How's the love blooming?
Korey, take over.
Yeah, definitely still talking and still going that route, I actually just left Arizona. I was with her for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. We're in LA and Arizona and just traveling all over. And then I came back to Virginia Beach, had to do some things, and then I'm going back out there for Halloween. So it does suck traveling, like, because we both live on opposite sides of the whole country. So, I mean, that part sucks, but,
it's got to be difficult. So I wanted to ask you how you're managing to kind of navigate this relationship outside of the island. How has that been for both of you?
I think just managing relationships in general are different leaving the villa. I think that, in the villa, life is totally different. You're secluded from everyone. You have no phones. And you really just forced to either befriend this small group of people or not, and fortunately enough, we all were very, very close and we clicked and we all became super, best friends. Things aren't too different other than we live across the whole ass country. Obviously the world puts pressure on our relationship and it is what it is. But I think we're very mature and we're handling it really well and no expectations. We're just enjoying each other's company and just taking it day by day and just being real people that date in real life.
How do you treat any sort of backlash or any sort of questioning that comes from the outside world when it comes to the two of you and your personal relationship with each other?
I don't feel like we get a lot of hate necessarily as a couple, being together. Maybe initially us, when we left the show, excuse me, people were questioning us a little bit. But I think enough time has passed where people kind of stopped doing that. It's more just self-inflicting stuff now. People come after us individually now, not as a couple anymore.
Really? What are people coming out about?
I don't know. I feel like first of all, girls in this space, you have a lot more pressure than the guys, and you're held up to this high standard of being an influencer and whatever that means to us, right? This is new to us. We're influencer. What the I'm still Joe Schmo working down the road. It's just, you know what I mean?
No, girl, no. You're an entrepreneur. You're a boss babe, right?
Yes, I am. Say it louder. But yeah, so basically, I don't know. I mean, I guess we're just normal people just learning how to move in the space. But yeah, I do think there's a lot more pressure with girls, especially since we as women are, in my opinion, multi-dimensional. We don't wear makeup. We wear makeup.
Not multi-dimensional.
Oh, Korey is going to challenge you. Korey, what do you have to say about all that?
All right, so that's the first time I heard that word multi-dimensional. And it's funny because every day in the villa, she used to say a new word. I'd be like, yo, what the frick does that mean? And she would have to pretty much explain it. But no, I mean, I definitely feel like girls, y'all might have it a little bit harder. And knock on wood, I think I spoke too soon because coming out of the villa, I didn't have any hate whatsoever. And I was like, all right, this is weird, but I'm going to accept it. And then just recently, I started getting hate for some reason. So it doesn't bother me.
How do you guys stay focused and positive then when that kind of stuff is flying at you?
I literally ignore it. I just read it, laugh, and move on.
To be honest, it really doesn't bother me, and I wish there was an answer that I could give to make it all make sense. But at the end of the day, I'm literally loving every single day that I'm living and breathing. That what are some words on the internet? Truly, I know that they have the whole saying sticks and stones, and words, never hurt me. But and people are oh, but words really hurt, which they do. But honestly, they're just letters on a freaking computer, and to me, I'm just kind of I'm still loving my life. I'm good.
So where does that inner self-confidence come from where you don't let those words cut you?
I think the confidence just comes from having purpose in life and knowing that I'm bettering people's lives as well as my own life. And at the end of the day, that's what I live for, is just to be better and make people have, a better day. If that's the small, thing I can bring to the table, then I'm happy. So these words honestly are just move aside.
I love that. Korey, what about you? Where does your self-confidence come from? Because clearly we see that you have a lot of it.
No, I mean, just for me, like, I think I grew up kind of on the rougher side, you know? So just me and my friends, we'd always be like bashing each other nonstop. And to us, it was just fun and games, you know? Like, we would just joke each other at the picnic table and just laughing, having a good time. So, like, I think I'm immune to it. So when I read this type of stuff now, I just like, yo, that's actually pretty funny. And then I just literally move on, because these people, they don't know who we are. They're seeing like pictures or certain clips on the internet, so they don't know the situation that was behind it or the exact context of it, you know? So they don't know everything. Everyone's gonna have their own opinion no matter what. So.
No, I was gonna say it's a reality TV show. Like, at the end of the day, you know, it's 1 hour. They clip what they want you to look like, you know, and obviously sometimes it is, I mean, it's very true to who we are, but like sometimes people get really good edits, sometimes people get really bad edits. So coming off the show too, and all of us partying together, because we were sober for like 2 months, right? We didn't like, there's like I don't know if it's a new rule with reality TV, but like, you know, back in the day, you could just get hammered. Now there's like a 1 drink rule. It's like not my vibe. But so we're sober the whole show. So obviously leaving the show, we're like having a good time, right? And everyone's like, especially to me, since I guess on the show, I came off as someone that was maybe more serious and more like level-headed and problem solver and confident. I also have another side to me too. I'm crazy and wild. Why do you think I got on the TV show?
What made you guys finally decide to pursue one another instead of other people?
I don't think that like there was a moment of like, okay, I'm gonna decide this, right? I think it just kind of happened the way it happened. It was really natural. I haven't watched the show, okay? So let's start there. So I don't know really what was shown or how it was portrayed. All my friends did say, you know, as well as America, that it came out of nowhere, but like they don't show like little clips here and there because it doesn't make a storyline, because maybe, you know, whatever. Anyways, me and Korey kind of like had a thing multiple times in the villa here and there, just like, you know, flirting or just like kind of showing interest or even just starting something. And it maybe wasn't what the show wanted. I don't know. Or maybe it was just bad timing, right?
For me, a lot of it was like the timing was so off. So like at first, the first 2 weeks, Olivia was with Giovanni. And I don't know, there's something that clicks in my head. Like if a girl is with like a guy, like especially a friend, I'm not going to try to pursue that girl, you know? I don't know, it's just like a big respect thing for me. So I never, like, she was completely out of the equation. And then her and Giovanni split, and I remember like sometimes she would get in the bed and cuddle with me and then vice versa. So that's like really when I was like, oh, this is nice. And then Florida came in, I had interest in Florida, and then Casa More happened, and like our timings never lined up to where we could actually pursue something greater than just being friends. But yeah, Casa More.
Yeah, speaking of Casa More, like, did you ever feel like there wouldn't be any hope for the two of you once you did return?
Now to say for me, like I figured Olivia was gonna come back with someone, so I was like, damn, all right, I'm gonna pick one of these Casa More girls and go from there. But when I saw her come down the stairs by herself, I was like, all right, sick, this is my chance. I'm full sending it with this girl, and that's who I'm gonna end it with. So right then and there, I knew that's who I wanted.
So Olivia, how do you feel about hearing him just say that, where he was like, well, I thought maybe like she was gonna come out of that villa with someone outside, and so I was kind of like
Listen, I was like, I did not go through this whole process, like basically like single. Like literally I was single. I slept in the bed, I think for like, it felt like forever. It probably was a full week, but I was just like alone single, and like there was no options. Like and only new girls were gonna come back in. So I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, all right, well, I'm just gonna enjoy my time here, not stressed on it. But then I went to Casa More, and like when we were going to Casa More, I'm telling you, the girls were hyping me up, and Cash, because me and Cash were single. And so they were hyping me up, and Shannon was just like so stoked. Then we get to Casa More, and we're all just kind of like, so the fact that America, some of America, most of America is amazing, but some of America's like, oh, she like came back and da da da. I'm just like, y'all, I thought I was literally gonna leave in 30 minutes. So it was, you know, unreal, unfortunately. But yeah, I came down those stairs and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go after what I want, and if it's not gonna work, then I'm cool.
Speaking of America, so the show was live, and Americans can vote for you, for anyone along the way. So was it stressful, and how did that change if it did at all, your behavior, like how you behaved on the show.
No, you're good. I was gonna say, honestly, like you kind of forget about the cameras and the microphones after the first or second day. So I think everyone represented themselves like who they truly are.
We would like sometimes like go like this on our mics, like me and the girls, because we like thought we were like sly. We were like whispering, and they're like, and then the voice of God, like there's speakers and it comes on out loud, and they don't show that obviously, but it'd be like, we hear you, and we're like, so basically we just look goofy, like literally like whispering. But I mean, honestly, yeah, you kind of forget, which now looking back, I'm like, dang, I should have probably been more on it, like standing up straight, like maybe doing my makeup every day. But like in the villa, it is go, go, go.
This is interesting. Olivia, I know that at first you felt like Korey was a heartbreaker, and so you were kind of keeping him at like a finger's length away. But what made you change your mind eventually? What was it about him, or did he do something that made you kind of flip that switch?
I think it goes like a little like deeper than that. I think I went in the villa thinking I was ready for exactly what I like painted out for myself, and I had a huge guard up. So like anyone that would rub me the wrong way at all, even like looks wise, I was like, absolutely not. So that's why I didn't step forward for any of the guys. Like I mean, every single guy that stepped out, I just didn't feel safe or like that 1,000,000% guarantee, which I'm realizing now that nothing in life is 1,000,000% guaranteed. I'm trying to be okay and comfortable in the uncomfortable. So I've learned a lot from that. But yeah, no, I definitely saw him, and I mean, he's like literally tatted from like here down. He has the curly hair, the light eyes, like. And
what is your reaction? Like, first of all, I want to know what your mindset was going into this. Like, were you looking for a relationship? And then all of the things that she just said, basically, you know, she's kind of referring to you. So give me your reaction there.
So one, going into the show, like I had never watched Love Island before. I didn't know what it was. I kind of had an idea, cause the title, obviously. So they was like, you're going to Hawaii, and I was like, all right, cool. That seems fun for the summer. I'm gonna quit my job and see what this new adventure is about. So I went into the villa with like no expectations whatsoever, and you know, I think it was for me the first day. I overheard Olivia talking to Giovanni, and she was talking about her life and how she's like a tattoo artist because she does permanent tattoos, and like I heard the word tattoo, and like I freaking turned around so quick, and and that's like, she was saying she owns her own stuff, and that's what really made me like, dang, like this girl, she's beautiful and she's like a boss. So like she was always there in my mind, you know. But I don't know, it was for me, like Giovanni was with her, so I didn't want to overstep any boundaries or anything like that. But yeah, I mean,
were there any jealousy issues in the villa? You know, when you're seeing each other kind of kissing another person or hanging out with someone else, and how do you manage your emotions on this roller coaster of a ride?
I mean, I think I really just can't even like be lucky enough that our situation was so easy, because I think a lot of the jealousy and the people kissing other people was at the beginning of the villa, and that's not when, you know what I mean? And so at this moment, we didn't even really like have that connection. So like he could do whatever he wanted, I could do whatever I wanted, and there was nothing wrong with that. And then when we started getting closer, obviously everyone was already coupled up, so it was less like options and opportunities to feel jealous. But I will say that Bailey coming in, obviously Korey like had his head turned, and he was like, oh yeah, no, I'm still all into you, Olivia, but you know, I just want to get to know her. I'm like, so you're telling me that you want to get to know this other girl until you actually like her, and then the option's not going to be 100% me. So what are we doing here?
Can you just explain to me the male perspective on like, well, I just want to get to know her, and then, you know, see where it goes from there. About Bailey.
Obviously and it probably sounds super bad, but I didn't know at the time in the villa if I was so into Olivia because I had known her for that long, and one day in the villa seems like a week. So I felt like I was in there and I had known Olivia for years, you know? So I truly just wanted to see like if I was into her because of how long I'd known her, or if it was a deeper connection than that. And yeah, so, and every girl that came in, like I would talk to them all just to make them feel welcome and stuff like that. And but yeah, every time I was talking to Bailey, I would be thinking about Olivia, like, dang, I wonder how she's feeling. Like, is she upset? Like, what's going through her head? So that's how I knew it really was Olivia.
So I'm curious to know what the biggest lesson you've learned or the greatest takeaway after being on the show.
I think I just learned to have more grace with people, and to know, not be so hard on people, and also not be hard on myself, because we're all human and we all make mistakes, as well as we're all constantly learning, hopefully.
This goes for everyone in the world. I'm sure like half the people have been through a heartbreak. And for me, that was always like the worst feeling ever, and when that would happen in my past, like so many walls would just go up. And I remember like I wouldn't let any girl get close to me whatsoever. If I started liking them, I would automatically like push away because I would consciously be thinking about the ends and that the heartbreak at the end, so I wasn't vulnerable whatsoever. And going into the villa, that was probably like my biggest goal was to just let those walls down and see what would happen. And, I did let those walls down, like with Olivia, and it's the best feeling ever, So definitely learn to be vulnerable and just put yourself out there, because you can't really go around life with these walls up. You're not going to get anywhere.
So, I'm asking you a new question now, following up on that. You said you've become inspirations to some people. So, possibly being a role model now, what kind of pressure does that put on you? And do you feel that?
For me, I wouldn't say anything's changed for me, like I'm even before the show, during the show, and then after the show, I feel like I'm literally the same exact person. So, no pressure or anything like that. I definitely don't like post crazy things on Instagram anymore because I feel like there's so many eyes on me and stuff.
So what is the one thing that people would be surprised to learn about each of you?
I don't know. There's something about, like, whatever I do, I want to be 110% the best at it. Like, no matter what, I'm so competitive. But I used to be a singer, and I used to be in musicals, and then I also was signed to a record label once.
So for me, it's kind of goes hand in hand with Olivia. Is just the competitiveness. Just my whole life, no matter what sport it was, I would try to go pro in it. So it started off with skateboarding. Like I used to travel all up and down the East Coast skateboarding, and did that for like 11, 12 years. So I was trying to go pro for that, and then I started boxing.
I wanted to also ask you, what advice would this version of you, this adult version of you, give to your younger self?
I would say to my younger self that no matter how much attention you get from boys, men, anyone, that at the end of the day, if you're not happy with yourself, you're never going to be happy if you don't feel yourself first.
So for me, my biggest thing I would probably say is just communicate, especially if you're having problems.
I love you guys so much. Congratulations on this crazy ride that you conquered, Olivia and
Thank
Korey.
You so much.
You guys are the best. We wish you nothing but the best as you move forward. Yeah. And we can't wait to see your love blossom. Make sure you keep us posted.
You can do it.
Posted. Come back anytime.
Bet.
Okay?
I got you.
Thank you so much.